full moon. It's been a full moon at rise and set today, and I believe we're we're May 23rd, 2024. I've got my bird back. It's a repeat. It'll continue to do that over and over again. What's interesting about the moon is that it bounces all over the place through the seasons and the phases of the moon. So I've got the surfboard loaded up here today. I thought I would want to have that with me to go out surfing. I don't actually need to have the surfboard to go surfing. I can surf with simply having the my body. I can body surf. I can do that kind of thing. So today the moon is setting over here right now, and I've seen it setting way over there. The sun is going to rise over here today, and then it's going to land over that way. So the sun, moon, and stars move above the stationary level Earth. One of the things that I like to draw your attention to, for example, is my free-hanging wind chime right here. Can't see it real good. Let's see if I give you a little different lighting. See it hanging there? See the vertical, still hanging clanger? Okay. Is it even possible to have a wind chime hang? Cognitive bias that wants to see an opinion. I have significant family members that choose to ignore the truth that I expose. And what I would say about that is people can ignore the truth all they want. And they can call it opinion, they can call it fiction, fantasy, make-believe. Well, here's the deal. People can ignore the truth, just they can't escape the reality of ignoring the truth, eventually. So, let's go for a ride. It's 4:09 Eastern Standard Time. So it's early rather than late. If I were to go out and drive around when it's around bar time, I might have an undesired interaction with law enforcement. Never know. But when it's bar closing time, there's normally a lot more activity to check people out when they're driving around. So what I'm going to do is cut the light off inside here right now and flip it around so you can see as I drive. So in the thumbnail, I've got let me flip it around and show you. I've got the Truthmobile, the original, on the driveway there. The LS400 Lexus. And I'm just going to drive around in the neighborhood a little bit and show you the moon from different vantage points. So it's up over there. And I'm just going to spin around and head on out of the neighborhood here. Just wanted to show you what it looks like. Okay. So there's my address, 169 Cloverleaf Drive, just so you know. Yep. And the original Truthmobile. Been seen almost 40 million times, as well as yours truly, at the Flat Earth International conferences. People that have the cojones to stand up and say, yeah, the Earth isn't a spinning globe, we didn't go to the moon, all that, they're my kind of people. Now, interestingly enough, people can believe all kinds of things that are still to me. I was deceived and didn't know it. By irony and paradox, that's how it works out. And yeah, I did have a shaving accident. I had too close of the adapter I put on the guard for the depth of my eyebrows. I had it looked okay at first glance, and then, well, it was 2:30 in the morning, and I saw one of my eyebrows end up in the sink, so I did the other one to match it, and they'll grow in big and bushy, and I'll be all set. So I'm gonna flip this around and show you something here too. We're getting a Taco Bell down the road here, just at the end of my street. There's Highway 9 in the front. There's my friend Rich picking up trash. Hey, good morning, Rich. He's hard of hearing. Anyway, there's Anytime Fitness, and what is so interesting to see is how they've been able to use a combination of heavy equipment and technology tools to create the level foundation that they're working on and all of that. People that know what they're doing. Very sophisticated equipment to pour the curbs and create the grades so the water runs away, yet it won't. This is a lot that used to have puddles in it. Big puddles, water would collect in here. So now the middle of the lot is higher, and that'll stay drier. You don't want to have the Taco Bell filled up with water. And that is part of the water seeking level. That's part of the natural physics and properties of the surface of undisturbed, unmanipulated water is flat and level. Right in the middle of the view is the drain for this parking lot. And the moon is right up in the middle of the view there. Let me flip that up there. Okay. So one of the other things that I want to talk about is cognitive function, neuroscience, and how this all fits together. Some people would rather see us, the truth tellers, as stupid, deceived, or crazy, something like that. Mentally malnourished, unaware, ignorant, stupid, whatever. People largely believe what they want to believe. And I just wanted to know the truth. So Diary of a Podcast has Wendy Suzuki on a long form interview, itchy nose, and you can see Wendy in a TED Talk with over 330,000 likes, and she's talking about neuroscience, how the brain functions, and all of that. Some of the basics that I found out in my research is a healthy body can be a part of having a healthy brain. Activity, exercise, healthy nutrition, avoiding toxins, and I believe having a curious disposition, wanting to know the truth. So, in like one of the things that I was heard saying is we don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. Well, hello. It's water seeking its level. So in the corner of the parking lot here, we've got the Elvis Porta Potty Company Porta Potty. And the reason that that's important is that these people that need to do their job, lots of them I've seen out here doing concrete work and that, they need to have a place to go. And, well, gravity isn't let me do this. Gravity isn't keeping shit where it belongs. What reality is. Reality and the differences in density and mass. So when something is lighter than air, it's going to float, or lighter than the media that it's going to float like a helium balloon, or like a rock, it's going to drop. Drop like a rock, float like a balloon. And everything else is in between. So the water in my water jug will, if I stop moving it, it'll stop moving. If I do this, it'll be level. The water in here will seek and find level. All the sophisticated robotic welders and assembly machines are mounted on the level. They've got to be level to swing an accurate arc. Okay? So true science exposes the truth. Pseudoscience promotes the lies and the liars. There's a kaleidoscope of conspiracy theories to hide the actual reality, to bamboozle people so they end up in hell forever. And that's part of the dynamic of how this works. The Almighty is required, I believe God's grace is required to love and believe the truth, let alone find it. So I'm gonna show you another exercise of reality. The windshield washer. See how it works? See what it does? The water will just fall right on down. It's how it actually is. I don't know if I can ask Siri to turn on Do Not Disturb. I forgot to do that. Let me try it. All right, so hopefully I don't get a call that bumps my live stream off. So I've been here at the stop sign. I will come to a complete stop. The other day I looked to my left and I saw a whole stream of cars coming. And I thought, wow, I wonder if there's a law enforcement at the front of that stream of cars. Sure enough, I was profiling the situation. It was actually pattern recognition. I've seen it before. Isn't it interesting? Isn't it special that when there's visible law enforcement around, people tend to go the speed limit more? Well, I just tend to see that problem ahead of time and choose to go the speed limit, and it's real easy to do. I've got 2 digits that are showing up on my speedometer right now, and well, it's time to come to a stop, and that's cool too. I don't mind. At 4:20 in the morning, 4:20. Okay, so up in there is the moon right away. We're going to get to go real quick here, but I'm going to let that car go first. And here we go. It's a pattern recognition, machine learning. I've got a large language model that I operate from. Been paying attention for a long time. What the words are, how they're used, what they mean, and when they're used appropriately, they convey very important. They have the potential to convey very important information. So truth has, I believe, one of the synonyms to truth would be reality. If you want to know the reality of the situation, to have a accurate situational awareness, well, then truth is what I'm looking for. And of course, once again, you can't see it from there. I'm gonna show you. See how I'm going 45? That works for me. That's the speed limit. Makes it nice and easy. Now, because there's typically a shift change up at the hospital at 7 o'clock, if I'm on the road here at 10 to 7, there will be entitled medical professionals on their way, racing around, going faster than they should, and being upset with people that are in this lane. This is supposed to be the hammer lane, right? In the city? No, not so much. I don't go in the fast lane on the highway, but there's people wanting to merge and turn out, and I've got to go to the left, and it just works nice for me to go the speed limit in the lane that makes the most sense to do what I got to do. All right, so driving lessons. Are you a driver that creates a lot of trouble for yourself, getting tickets? Or I got tickets, got arrested and jailed for drunk driving. Not anymore. I'm clean and sober, have been for more than a decade now. Loving it, loving life, in spite of the fact that there is deception all around. So I've learned to expect that most people are not really interested in the truth, even though they say they are. They're reality deniers. They don't want to know, although they say they do. They may be spreading Jesus all over what they do. I did. I had believed I was born again until I actually was. So that's how it worked out for me, and I thought, well, if that can happen to me, that could happen to just about anybody. Because I was working in a full-time ministry and led character development classes at a megachurch, all the while being spiritually deader than a hammer and not knowing it. Okay, so this is Highway 9 and 17, and I'm about to cross over the Intracoastal Waterway. And I'm creating part of our shared simulated reality. If you're watching this live and you see me driving by, you're seeing it with your own eyes in this base reality. If you're watching it on a computer screen, a monitor, a TV screen, then you're seeing part of our shared simulated reality. I'm archiving my journey through this, or our journey somewhat, our collective journey through this world. But I don't have you right here with me in the car. You may be watching it from wherever you are. So where is the moon now? Well, it's right up there. And we're about ready to cross the Atlantic Intracoastal Waterway. There it is out of my side window. It's tinted. Easier to see it up there. Okay. I hope that doesn't freak you out. I'm pretty good at driving, holding the line, staying between the lines, obeying the speed limit, all that. I'm using a limited artificial intelligence of the cruise control. Using it's the Toyota Prius, the new Truthmobile. I'm loving it. I can create electricity with it. I've got my off-grid battery operating right now at the house. It's a little battery and inverter that can open up my garage door. So I just realized that I have my battery charger running on high, unfortunately. And that's going to be a problem. It's going to overcharge my battery. So I'm just going to go roundabout. I'm going to head back home, turn it to low. I'm plenty early. I wanted to show you the moon high in the sky when I left. And I'll go ahead and just do that. There's no problem now. I mean, I've got plenty of time. I'm getting about 50 miles to the gallon driving at city speeds, so that works out nice. I merged here, gosh, about a week and a half ago, and I looked, and then I looked longer, and I didn't see the motorcycle that was coming about 80 miles an hour, almost double the speed limit here. And he was zooming all over the place. It wasn't even a close call. It was just one of those unexpected things. So, in the reality of considering neuroscience and learning new things, how does it work? How do we replace beliefs when we're presented new information that is true and it can be proven to be true? Why do people still reject the truth? It's like a truth virus. It's how it works. The system knows that. So not only do we have a programming package and a lifetime of programming that involves, in our society here and much of the society worldwide, electronic technology, televisions, computers, radios, all of that. And we also have cognitive warfare that's going on. The brain is the battlefield, the current battle space. And there's a war on your mind. Where have I heard that before? Alex Jones. So I learned a lot from Alex Jones. It doesn't mean I put my stamp of approval on him as a person and everything he says. Apparently he won't touch the flat earth. Interestingly enough, the day that I called into Alex Jones, only one time, was the same day that Eric Dubay called in. And I've reached out to Eric on multiple times. I've got him in my research library. He's done an excellent job of exposing the stationary level Earth. Unfortunately, we depart on the belief. I believe that Jesus Christ is a real historic figure that is the Almighty God that took up human flesh, dwelt among us, was crucified, died and was buried and rose again. And then he takes up residence in his children at some point in our human experience. So that's part of the situation. There's a tapestry of truth where some people believe lots of truth and they'll share it, they'll expose it, and yet they may have the most important truth wrong. Well, that's unfortunate for them. I don't get a commission or a charge back if somebody believes and then backslides or rejects Christ. If they reject Christ, they had previously believed in his reality, well, then according to the Bible, they were really never of us if they rejected Christ and walked away. So can somebody sell their soul for fame and fortune, sell their soul to the devil and then be born again? Perhaps. That's a call that's beyond my purview. I don't decide that. I don't decide where anybody spends eternity, including myself. I believe that the reality of being born of the Holy Spirit is entirely by a divine cause, divine decision. The Almighty decides who His children are, where we live, where and when we'll be born and live. And we're all here for a reason right now, really important one apparently. And a lot of people die every day. And there's fewer people being born now because of sterilants put in the food, water, air, and medicines, electronic sterilization as well. You can look at the damaged sperm because of keeping electronic close to the family jewels. You know, get that off put something underneath that computer if you're going to have it in your lap, you know. Or maybe you'll just be sterilized. The other thing is, having a family has become a lot more expensive. Living has become a lot more expensive. It's just the nature of our reality, just the way that it is. So I'm still about 4 miles from the ocean, and it'll only take us about 15 minutes to get back to the beach area. And there is the moon, still up in the air. So you can follow it if you care to with the Tides Near Me app. It's one that I use. I can see where the moon is here and the percentage of it, and Tides Near Me will give me an estimate of all that, a very accurate projection. However, if I can't put my actual eyes on it, I've got to trust the source. And so I found it to be really accurate here. That doesn't mean it's really accurate everywhere else. Now, I could call somebody and talk to them on the phone and say, hey, where's the tide and the moon and all that? And they could tell me, and they could be lying. It's unlikely that a friend of years is going to lie about something like that. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. So can the app give me a false reading from where I am? Could be. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this. I've got it in my coat. And yeah, here it is. I'm going to move that to my car console. It was in my coat because I was on the motorcycle. I'll be right back. So have you ever heard them say it's not rocket science? Or, wow, they're a brain surgeon. You know, we've got careers that are venerated as being, you know, like the top of the intelligence, or the most intelligent. It's not rocket science. Well, what I found out about rocket science is as it's currently practiced, if we're talking space exploration, the space they're most interested in exploring is between your ears. The Space Force was created to deceive humanity. I've got proof of it in my research library. They're lying about the nature of our reality. Some people don't want to acknowledge that. It's a strong delusion that people are under. And yes, the battery charger was set to too high of a setting, and it's a bit of a long story, but I'm going to share it with you anyway, since you're here. I have a deep cycle battery in the passenger seat, the floor of the car here, because I had a couple of times where I needed to charge my battery up a little bit, and I don't know if the battery is failing or if it's that high of a draw to have my driver door open for a couple hours. Could be. So rather than all the complications and trying to find somebody to jumpstart my car, I just simply put a deep cycle battery, and I've got long jumper cables, and I can get the car going. Once it's going, it'll make its own electricity. It's pretty cool. That's how it works. Now, the other thing is I've got a battery there at home that is, it'll hold a charge for a little while, and I can charge things up, and that's fine. But it goes dead. It's a failing battery. So I had it connected in series with a good battery. Well, the problem there is it's transferring energy from the good battery to the battery that overheats if it's charged too long. Okay, so what I did is I disconnected the battery that's not very functional, and so that's what I did. I disconnected it, and I was charging the other one up at a higher rate, which is fine, but I don't want to leave it like that because it'll over rev, it'll overcharge, and I don't want acid bubbling out of the battery. Hydrochloric acid or sulfuric. Anyway, we've got acid in our stomach too, and we've got an electrical system in our body, and we've got a metabolism that uses mitochondria to turn calories into usable energy. And we can also pick up energy from the sun, and we need healthy electrolytes for all of that to work properly. Healthy elements, necessary elements. I use boron, baking soda, magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salt, a tablespoon of those, and put them in my bath water. That's reverse osmosis, carbon filtered drinking water. I've got a ground wire that runs into the bathtub from the electrical system because it's a composite tub connected with PVC plumbing, so it's insulated from the earth. And I want to be grounded, well grounded. The other elements I add would be a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and lemon juice, and water purification liquid, the 2-part chlorine dioxide, 7 drops of each. And then I will put that 7 drops of each of the chlorine dioxide in a drinking in a glass and add water and drink it. Okay, and you can follow the directions on the chlorine dioxide if you care to. I got some at the Walmart, and the video I did talking about the potential health benefits got taken down by YouTube, and they threatened to take my channel down. That was my Black Friday broadcast a couple years ago, about 2.5 years ago. It's still up on Odysee. You could see it. My YouTube channel is synchronized with Odysee. I've got a lot of videos added to my Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars playlist on Odysee, and I've got thousands of those videos added to the named playlist, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, in my research library on my YouTube channel as well. And they're quality videos, Nobel Prize awarded doctors, physicists, and all that. You can hear the information that they have to present if you like, and might want to consider that there's a lot of truth there, and the deception is there too. So how to navigate through all that? Well, I believe it's by divine intervention. You're going to need divine intervention to love and believe the truth, let alone find it. So because the sun and the moon have different paths that they run, you can check it out. You can see it from where you are, if you care to, if you can. There's the moon right up there. And the So where the sun and the moon appear and vanish on the horizon, and their duration of visibility, especially between one another, through the seasons and the phases of the moon, indicates that they are in fact moving above the stationary level Earth. That's a fact. It's not my opinion. I don't have opinions. I have truth and facts and what I believe. And I'm putting that all together for your consideration. So when there's a debate, the people debating pretty much, as far as I've seen, seem to have a made-up mind. They believe they're right. And then largely, people believe they're right. And how are they going to be able to work it through when they're presented information that they don't want to believe? That's a tough one. They may have an appetite that is convenient for them to reject the biblical message. That's a big one. That's why the Bible is such a controversial topic, and now by some is considered hate speech. Oh yeah, it is. That's what it's considered. I would simply say it's the truth. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, the living word, the living water, the great I am, the Alpha and Omega, knowing the end from the beginning. People don't like it. Some love it. I love it. I'm grateful. I'm set free from a life of my own self-effort and self-pleasure to do what He created me to do. Man, is that unpopular with some. Others love it. So in this broadcast, people have come and gone. Maybe people left and came back. That's cool. And it'll be up there for as long as God allows it, or YouTube allows it, and that blend between God's sovereignty and all that. Nothing's going to happen to me that He either doesn't cause or allow. So here's the Bolanos Travel Express. How about that? Distributing a lot of fuel, gas and diesel. The prices fluctuate. Sometimes it's around $3. Now it's up to $3.25. It could go absolutely freaking crazy. Imagine if we could clean and power the world with water. Yeah, it's possible. They killed Stanley Meyer, the water car guy. How about that? Yep, sure did. I've got him in my library. You can see him, hear him. He was exposing the New World Order as well. Now, right over here is an Olympian generator. How about that? That can run the store and help power the technology to facilitate the transactions, and they can make ice. This is the Bolanos that own this, and there's the ice machines and the ice transporters. And they're hiring, just so you know. If you want to work in this area, if you want to live in this area. Troy Reed, the magnet motor car guy. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull this under the light, and I'm going to show you what it looks like here. The lighting is pretty good. So one of the things that I like about having the surfboard is, well, I can take it out there in the ocean and float around and paddle on out there, and I can flash it up to the eyes in the sky when the military helicopters come on by. And when people are driving or wherever and see the Truthmobile, they can check it out. They can take a picture of that and Google my name if they want. That's what the hashtag is for. That was my handle on Twitter, now X, that I'm permanently banned from for almost a year. Hashtag Robert Forsch. It means check it out. It's my name, and if you hashtag my name, you're going to find a whole lot of truth there and the deception that I'm exposing. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Very important. It's the most important message. Keep in mind, a lot of people believe it's irrelevant because science, hello, evolution, godless cosmic Big Bang, they're lying. They're lying about all that. Okay? And people don't want to acknowledge that because they may want to have sex with people they're not married to, and or maybe they don't want to get married, and why buy the cow when the milk's free, and woohoo, all the sex and drugs and rock and roll, and then hell awaits for the liars, deceivers, fornicators, drunkards, and wow, many of us were like that. I was. I've been transformed. So that's the good news. And then I'll wear one of these, and if I want, when I jolly well feel like it. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. Okay, so we'll do this. Here's one of the big ice transporters. Frank's Ice. I heard him coming. I want everybody to go to heaven. That's what I would like to see. However, Diablo, Satan, the fallen angels, and Satan's children apparently have eternity in hell that awaits them. Satan has children. Our Heavenly Father has children and elect angels. And yes, I'm living in a simulated reality and a base reality. Both. Okay, so right up there is the moon once again. I should be able to show you at the beach. Yep, sure thing now. We've got the porta potty pumper up there, looks like, at the end of the street. We're headed right towards the ocean. But this is, I believe, the liquid money truck. And the air would be stinky around there, if that's them. Yeah, because when the air goes in the vacuum tank, well, then the stinky air comes out. See, there they are. Right there. Pattern recognition once again. He's got his sucker in the big hose. See that? That's how it works. And there's the moon right there, setting over Myrtle Beach. I've got high-powered, zoomed-in video and photos of the moon on Facebook, YouTube. You might want to... Woo-wee! I had the open circuit on my... I had the open circuit on my air handling system. There's nothing like the stench of the pumper truck. Okay, so what can I do for that? Well, I can drop all the windows. How nice is that? Ah, what a trip. So the day I was in PewDiePie's video, I was right about here, and this came out years ago, the flat earth one that he did. I thought about drinking water upside down. The day that video came out, there he is, drinking water upside down, making fun of me, water shooting out of his nose. Oh my gosh, what a trip. How does that even work out? Where do our thoughts come from? Maybe some of you have seen the iconic photo of the devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other. It's kind of like that. There's information all around us. How does your phone work? I love that, what Sabrina Wallace was talking about. Come on, how does your phone work? You send a text, you send an email, where does it go? Do you see it? Do you see it going? Well, now you can learn all about what Sabrina has worked with and what she's showing on her Odyssey channel. I've shared that. Synergy is her channel name, and I've got her in my library. Check it out if you like. But we are a biofield in a body, or we're a body that has a biofield, something like that. Yeah, I could see the cars here when I was driving around. Yeah, let's see. That's not going to work for me right now. Okay, can you tell we're going up? Oh, I know where I'm going to see if I can show you the moon from another location. When we had the lunar eclipse, I showed the moon from the parking ramp up here over by the water tower years ago. It's still in my library. Could see it if you want. No, I'm not seeing the moon from here right now. Looks like no. How about no? Nope, not gonna do it. So I'm gonna walk us out on the beach. I'm gonna park in the corner of the parking lot across the street. That'll work. That'll work just fine. My friend Adam that worked here years ago went to work for Tesla in Nevada. He showed up around the time I sent Elon the package. How about that? I got a friend who lives down the street. He showed up in our neighborhood shortly after I sent Elon the package of me photoshopped in the Roadster and the Cybertruck on the back. I've got it in the car. You can see it in some of my thumbnails. Does Elon, the wealthiest man in the world, have the ability to send people in my neighborhood and into my life? Oh yeah. How about the artificial intelligence that's manipulating and hypergaming humanity? Can it do that? Oh yeah, for sure. Is it delusions of grandeur that the richest man in the world would want to check me out? Perhaps. Could be. How about that? Well, let's flip it around. So I'm exposing free energy, virtually free energy. That is a big deal, especially for the people in power. Not only in power as in the ruling class, the parasite class, but the people that are in the business of selling power. It's a big deal to them. They don't want free energy. They make lots of money doing what they do and poisoning us at the same time for an added bonus from their standpoint. Those bastards. I'm telling on them. I'll keep on doing it because I can. Alrighty then. There's not much wind happening. Pretty quiet today. So I'll just take us on out there. Let's see. Yep, I've got this friend that says, yeah, you can't get more out than you put in. Free energy's a hoax. I'm like, okay, well, believe whatever you want. But they sure make a lot of money pumping oil out of the ground and refining it and selling it. They must be getting something out of it. Ah, there's the moon right there. So I can go over there and see it on the walkway, probably. I'll take us over there. See, this is a nice spot to be. And now because I'm parked like this, another vehicle can park there. It's all good. Ouch. Ooh, I stumped my toe on a shrubbery. We need a shrubbery. I remember watching the Monty Python when I was stoned, smoking weed. Not a care in the world, racing dirt bikes. I believe that Jesus was a fairy tale. That's what I was told, so I could do the sex, drugs, rock and roll, smoke weed, watch Monty Python, play video games. Woohoo! Life's a party. And then I found out I was deceived. Yep, there's the moon. Just as I suspected it would be visible. And where? If I want to put the moon in the swimming pool, I could probably do it as a reflection. Let's see if I can do it. There's the moon, there's the moonlight. Wind is coming from the southwest at about 7 miles an hour now. A lot of power here. Imagine having a device that you could harvest energy from the ether. Tesla technology. How about that? They don't want that. A place like this may have a $20,000 a month electric bill, maybe more. I don't know. I'm going to ask him someday. But I don't know that he would know because the individual units pay for it, but it's substantial. Car dealerships, lots of money to power them. And then as we're trying to scurry around to survive in an ever increasingly expensive place to live because of greed, selfishness, and assholes. How about that? I'm not a fan of it at all. So we can't see the wind, but we can see the effects of the wind. Maybe you can hear it on the microphone right now. I don't have my wind screen. I think I might be able to put my shirt over it. That's what I did. I folded a piece of my shirt over it. Looks like the tide is coming in, I think. I'm not exactly sure right now. So I've got video and photos of the moon setting way over there. It bounces all over the place. Check it out if you like. Full moon. How pretty is that? Let's zoom in on it. It gives off its own light. It's a different light spectrum. The shade of the moon is cooler than the shade, the moonlight is cooler than the shade of the moon. Just had a big bird drop in the view there. There he is. A big crane. How cool is that? If I don't, if I don't move too much, he'll stay there for a while anyway. Or talk too loud. He's fishing. I haven't seen him in a while, not this big one. We've got little white ones that come around too. So if I gently walk over here, I will put him in the moonlight, perspective-wise. See how that's working? See how that is? There he is. Right in the moonlight. There's his moon shadow. Have you ever seen that before? A moon shadow of a crane in North Myrtle Beach at the Cherry Grove Pier. There it is. Let that sink in. The water is seeking level all over the face of the stationary level Earth. I've shown it again and again and again. I didn't make that bird fly there, that crane. I believe God did. For your viewing pleasure. Oh, now he's moving, so I'm going to put him back in the shot. Here we go. How perfect is that? So now let's put the moon in the shot and the bird at the same time. There we go. So the line of sight, the light beam is headed right towards Florida, southwest from here. So if I want to put him back in the light, I've got to move this way, and there he is again. I think it's cool, the whole thing. So in a little while, more lights will come on. People will come out on the balcony. They'll be looking for the sunrise, which will be right about there. It'll be beautiful. Yep. So I believe it is 5:48 the moon sets, and then like about 6:08 the sun rises, maybe 6:07 now. So the sun and the moon are in the atmosphere within the dome, under the dome, inside. We've got clouds behind the moon, behind the sun. God stopped the sun and the moon from moving in Joshua 10. Yeah, God got it right. Satan got it wrong. Satan's the liar, deceiver, usurper. I'm telling on him. And his children. He's got magicians and human sacrificing, worshiping him. Yeah, I'm exposing all that. Sometimes people will turn around when they get to the pier, they'll touch it, and maybe they'll see one of my stickers here. Let's see how it is with the moonlighting here. About the same. So the pier in the walking, people walking out here running, a lot of times will touch the pier and turn around. It can be a turning point. Could be a turning point in their life. They might bump into the truth out here. So I can see the bird once again, and let's zoom in on him. There he is. And now I'm going to show him better by moving on over. There he is. I've never taken a photo or a video like this, a live stream like this, with the moon shadow at the beach of a tall crane. First time. I've had friends tell me there's a lot of lights that have been seen over Cherry Grove. You can look at it. I've got friends that are with law enforcement, use night vision out here, said you should see what you can see out here. It's amazing. Like UAPs or UFOs, whatever they want to call them. So one of the things that I would like to share with you is that if you think I got something wrong, you could give me a call. You could send me a link. You could put it in a comment. That'd be just fine. I don't mind. I don't claim to know the truth about everything. It's a developing story. I keep on learning as I go. I believe the Almighty is all-knowing, all-powerful. He knows it all. And I want to do what He created me to do. So that's why I do this. Why else would I put my life on the line to do this? Well, it's because the real me is an eternal being that's living in a temporary earth suit or a interface with this realm. And then when I'm even when I'm dead, if God allows it to happen, soon or whenever, there will be a digital me perhaps that is continually up there. I don't know. That could get taken down. I don't know. They could say I was a liar, deceiver. Ooh, there's the moon in the shot there. How cool is that? And then, like I said, straight in front, we'll see the sun. It's already lightening up a little bit. I think I'm going to keep it rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Why not? Yeah, so I can see the glow starting. So that's part of what I wanted to show you too, is the nighttime turning into daytime, how that looks. One of the other, there's so many benefits to living near the ocean. One of them is I get to meet some of the coolest people. Even when I meet them from away from here, they'd like to be by the ocean, and this is an opportunity to see it, to hear it. And then earthing or grounding reduces inflammation, makes me feel good. I love it. So there's surf cameras right there, surf line, and then there's other cameras up there. You could go to the Prince Resort in North Myrtle Beach, Cherry Grove, South Carolina. I'm not sure how it's listed. This area of North Myrtle Beach is called Cherry Grove, and it's the Cherry Grove Fishing Pier. Yeah, this is a nice place to show the contrast. Yeah, tide is definitely coming in, for sure. Then I believe it's going to be high tide around 8 o'clock or so. I've had those family get-togethers where I get a barrage of questions and they don't even let me answer without asking more. I've compiled proof for people to look at. And then one of the things people say is, well, what does it matter what the shape of the Earth is? It's stationary and level. That's what I'm saying. That's the observable, provable reality. And it matters because, well, the truth matters. That system of control and deception is lying about a lot more than the shape of the Earth. So in this video, I have yet to mention the timeline deception. I believe the rapture, however that worked out, and the tribulation and the millennial reign of Christ already happened. And I've compiled evidence, I believe compelling evidence, in my research library for you to check out for your consideration. Like I say, if you don't agree or believe I've got it wrong or missed something, or you want to send me information, please do. I believe we're living in the short season of Revelation 20, the little season. Unprecedented evil all around us. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So, to put it in this video once again, the pier in North Myrtle Beach, or the Cherry Grove Fishing Pier, faces directly south. So that's southwest. And then the sun will appear right over there, northeast. And you can observe it wherever you are if you like. You can make it a thing. One of the evidences, or I kept on noticing when I was putting my water in the sun, this is before I realized we weren't living on a spinning globe, I had to keep moving my water jugs because it kept changing, and I thought, what's up with that? Well, it's the way it is. Sun, moon, and stars moving above the stationary level Earth. I'm going to try routing my microphone under the shirt. I think that might help out a bit. I don't want there to be too much wind noise. Yeah, I don't have a, I'm going to try routing it different. All right, hopefully that's okay. Yeah, to me it really looks like there's clouds behind the moon there. It's the way it looks to me. Yeah, we don't have any real-time video that's not CGI of the Earth from space. There's computer-generated fakery, and there's fakery of a variety of different means. You can see a funny thing happened on the way to the moon, if you care to. Astronauts gone wild, the global lie. I've got all kinds of proof to expose the lie of the moon landing, and I'm exposing the globalists. Globetards. Reality deniers. So, it's easy. Maybe you recognize the quote from Mark Twain. It's attributed to him. It's easier to fool people than convince them they've been fooled. Why? Well, the human condition is one of the major flaws, and it's the flaw of Satan himself, is pride. Pride is a powerful catalyst for deception. Proud people are easily deceived. Give them a trophy partner, money in their bank account, lots of monopoly money in their bank account, and all kinds of prestige, letters around their name, and by golly, it's easy for them to be proud. And poor people can be proud too, to a fault. It's different than taking responsibility and wanting to do a good job. That's not the kind of pride I'm talking about. The kind of pride I'm talking about is the kind that says, I don't need your help, I don't need your information, I got it. Well, the only way anybody gets to heaven, according to Scripture, is by being born again. And then people will say, well, none of that stuff matters. I'm born again. Doesn't matter. Don't need to look at it. I can just hear that you're a crazy person, and I don't need to look at what you've put together. Okay. Then you're going to get what you get. I have that conversation with family members or friends. Okay. Well, whatever. I know you're wrong. I know you're deceived. Me talking to them. Where's the curvature? The horizon is horizontal. The reason it all matters is it's so obvious that they're lying about the so-called climate change and the climate emergency, and now we got to lock everybody down, and you can't eat meat, and you're going to have to eat bugs, and we're going to take your cars away, and oh my gosh, what the heck is next? What are they going to do next? Those bastards. I'm telling on them. The parasite class. Well, coming up, one of the coming attractions is the new heaven and the new earth, and everybody's going to find out whether they got it right or they got it wrong. So it's time to be awake, time to be aware. I'll send my library to Elon. Wake up, Elon. He just might be a child of Satan. There's bunches of them. Oh, is that hateful? Is that hateful to say? So he's wearing the Champion of Hell costume as his X or Twitter profile picture. And look at his lifestyle. He's not a Christ follower yet. I'd love to see him born again. Same thing with Bill Gates, Larry Fink, and Klaus Schwab. I'd love to see them all born of the Spirit, radically changed, and start helping humanity instead of killing us. Lying to us, poisoning us, and killing us. Yeah, I'm not a fan of any of that. So the Myrtle Beach skyline is about 30 miles away. Yeah. The fragrance of freedom. I love it. Look at that. Good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So where I grew up as a boy, right down the road from us was North Road in Hortonville, Wisconsin. It ran north and south. And right through our yard was the 76th longitudinal line on the globe. And the Grandview Road ran east and west, and it was about 300 feet above the land around it. So it was the highest point in Outagamie County. Could see all around, and I remember where it would rise, where the sun would rise and where it would set through the different seasons, because I was either waiting for the bus, watching it come down the road. I don't remember it all. I just remember it like little video clips in my mind. Got a really good memory. I've had people tell me that. I know it myself. And in real time, I remember what I need to when I need to. Let's do the upside down thing. Does that look possible at all? Yeah. We don't have upside down tractors in relationship to these tractors. Yep, there's up and down, not upside down. Hanging on to the bottom of a ball, spinning, wobbling, gyrating. None of that's happening. So if you're a person that follows my channel and you like a family member and you think, why does he keep talking about the shape of the earth? None of it matters. Well, it does matter. The truth matters. I haven't heard from any of them yet that said, hey, we found out you're right. Oh well, too bad for them. I've been very persistent. And you know what? They have been very consistent with their willful ignorance. How about that? They just keep on ignoring what I provide for them to consider. They keep on doing it. They're, yeah, that's the moon again. They're consistent. How would I say it? It almost seems like a commitment to willful ignorance. Bummer. Maybe you know people like that. What I've found out in listening to people that have called me from all over the world, friends and family typically are not on board. There may be some rare exceptions where the whole family wakes up to this inconvenient, unpopular reality. Wow, there's a lot of birds flying there. Can't see them so good now. We might see when they fly into the sunrise. I did some upside down videos with heavy equipment. If you click on the video category, you can see them on my channel. If you go to my channel and you like videos, they become your liked videos. So even if my channel is taken down, you'll be able to find those videos again. And I'm not just plugging my own talking. I mean, videos that I found and share. There's some very obscure channels with very few subscribers that have shared mirrored versions of videos that have had millions of views. And that's one of the ways I've stayed up, is I share their work instead of having it come out of my mouth. Or if I share a video that gets a strike or taken down, I run the risk of losing my whole channel. So it's a collaborative effort. Right now, I can subscribe to a channel and then it unsubscribes me almost immediately. So I have to either go by my playlist to remember what those channels were, or my memory. I've got a pretty good memory. It's just hard to find some of the videos without the help of the AI. I rely on it. And I rely on other friends and family, people sending me information. Very helpful. I'm going to see if I can activate my Do Not Disturb. I was able to activate Do Not Disturb, so this should be able to stay going until we actually see the sun then. My dad used to sell steel to companies that made military vehicles, Oshkosh Truck, and equipment like this specialty garbage can picker-upper. Woohoo! He worked with a lot of engineers. My dad was able to answer a lot of questions for me. I had bunches of them. I remember hearing about upside down people and digging a hole all the way through the world to get to China when I was a boy. I remember it sounded ridiculous to me. And then I just got busy thinking about other stuff. It didn't make sense to me, but I just let it go. Then I found out they lied about Santa Claus too and his flying reindeer and worldwide distribution of toys and coal with flying reindeer. And I bought it. And then when I found out that was a lie, it was the year I found that out, we got the moon landing hoax. Found out about a decade ago that was a lie. And then the shape of the earth, lies, 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 lies. When Satan lies, he speaks his native language. And yet, the biblical proclamation is, they refuse, in 2 Thessalonians 2:11, they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a strong delusion. So if there are people believing a strong delusion, do they love the truth? Unlikely. That's a gift from God. The love of the truth. Wow, we're able to see the sun or I should say the moon for quite a bit longer than normal because of contrast and lower humidity. And now we can see more the color of the atmosphere that it's going through. The different gases, inert gases and moisture. And for any of you that ever call me or text me, if you want to just mention if you want to, what your name is, I'll add you to my contacts. And well, you may want to write down numbers that are important to you, because right now we rely pretty heavily on phone numbers being able to be retrieved from our devices. That could change. I mean, we could have some of that wiped out of our database, our stored data. Yeah, so once again, I'm seeing a heavier cloud layer behind the moon right now. From here, I'll show you. It's harder to see it. I can see it with my naked eyes. Naked eyes, or I can see it. It's harder to see it through the phone, so I'm looking through my iPhone Pro Max 11 Pro Max, and it's not showing up as pronounced as I can see it with my eyes only, looking directly at it. Now it's showing up more. That's a layer of clouds, that dark layer in the middle of the moon, or clouds behind it. I've had people call me and say, they're local, they say, hey Robert, there's clouds behind the moon, and I go out there and I would shoot it. It's like, yep, sure thing. Looks like it to me. Or there's clouds behind the sun. Yep, got it. Thank you. And I know the official number is, I believe, 238,000 miles away. And then, interestingly enough, they say that the sun appears to be the same size, although it's 93 million miles away, according to the liars, and 1.5 million Earth sizes. No, and then when you see those big eruptions and coronal mass ejections, you're looking at fakery. You're looking at computer trickery. Oh well. If you're looking at it on a screen, it's more likely to be false than if you're seeing it with your own eyes. However, the technology that they've deployed can manipulate the perception can manipulate our perception. So are those that are deceived about all this, do they just see globe wherever they look? I don't know. They're deceived for sure about that anyway. I've had it told to me. My wife, Joni, said, I liked you better before you were born again, or before this happened to you. I'm like, that's not a good sign for you, because this is the real deal now. I'm a real Christian now. So it's funny. It's tragic and humorous all at the same time. I was much easier to control when I was getting the threat of having the police called on me for smoking weed. And then when walking with God was more important to me than trying to make my wife happy or others, including myself. I just wanted to know what I was here for. Why? Whoops. Let me flip that around. What's this all about? So part of the evidence of our timeline deception as it relates to end times events is that we've had a lot of unexplained or misexplained history, deceptive history, archaeology, a lot of destruction of evidence with wars, and yeah, we built the World's Fairs buildings and just tore them down right away. Liars. And horse and buggy jockeys didn't build the massive cathedrals. That's my belief based on proof, evidence. Oh, yeah. So here's one of the things, this is a classic. My wife Joni will say, that's not, my library isn't proof, but she doesn't look at it. So have you ever heard judging a book by its cover? It happens. People do it. I would love to be able to do a live stream and say, an amazing miracle happened. My family woke up. They were caused to believe the truth, finally. So the ring I'm wearing is what Joni put on my finger in 1988, interestingly enough. And we're still married, and I'm walking with God. That's who I recognize, who I'm ultimately, the most important marriage was the Holy Spirit in me, being born again. So we're just about at the end of what we'll be able to see of the moon set. How about that? I believe that's the longest and lowest I've ever seen it, ever. I've been doing this for years. How cool is that? Yeah, I've never seen it like that before. Normally it would just wash out because there would be too much light around it. So the moon set over Myrtle Beach right there. And that's about it for what we can see now there. How about that? So we should be about 20 minutes, I believe, from, oh, less than that, probably 18 minutes, 17 minutes from sunrise here. So it's hard for me to set, if I set it down in the tide coming in, it'll just keep moving it. So I try to hold it pretty steady. When I'm out in it, I like to show the reflection of the sunlight off of the wet sand. Ah, that's kind of funny. The sandpipers took a break. They were just all standing there real still. So some of the water goes back out and some of it goes right down into the sand. Over and over again, all over. One of the memes that I saw, it was tragic, it was funny but true. This homeless guy is holding he looked like a homeless guy holding a cardboard sign, said, "Mention flat earth at work, anything will help." It's part of the system of control. If people start talking or talk about things that are unpopular at work, unpopular to the grand illusion, especially if it's about the gospel, being born again. Yeah, the sandpipers are just chilling out there for a little bit. Normally they're going moving real fast. Yeah, some of my friends running the beach crew, picking up the trash. Oh, nice. Couples, families. It's Bike Week this week. The Memorial Day bike rally, people are rolling in, also known as Black Bike Week. And it's pretty cool. I meet some of the nicest people for all the bike weeks. And we've got spring rallies, fall rallies, and all kinds of events that happen around here, from softball and soccer tournaments and airplane shows, gun shows. The convention center in Myrtle Beach has a lot of activity there. Here I'm gonna feature the hand-holding couple. How nice. Where are they? There they are. A lot of Canadians are hand holders when they're walking. One day I was out here. I'm pretty good at picking out people's height. There was about a 7.5 footer out here for sunrise. I think I videoed him. He was big. Yeah, he was about 1.5 feet taller than me. So, like I mentioned, there's technology that's being put in the food, water, and air that is being activated with wired and wireless grid, the Skynet, or the mesh network of frequency and technology that's all around us. Starlink and more. So one of the efforts that I bring to this discussion, I wanted to know how I can be the healthiest I can be. So I want the healthiest perspective, the most accurate situational awareness. So I don't want to be toxic with drugs and alcohol. I'm not a killjoy. I mean, do whatever you want to do. I'm not having any of it. I'm not interested in it. And I try to eat really healthy and exercise and have a diet with a lot of truth in it too. I listen to the Bible day and night, meditate on scripture day and night. These birds know what to do. How do they learn? I believe God teaches them what to do, creates them to know what to do. Run away, run away. They are so funny. I had a cardinal that made a nest in front of my house in a window. I could see him real close. And then the baby bird, hopped out of the nest and flew away. I didn't see any flight lessons or anything. It just knew what to do. How is that? So the birds get it. The animals seem to have it. The people seem to make bad choices. Bad, just not healthy. I added some videos of the Bolivian salt flats. So beautiful. Might enjoy that. Also, there's one that's showing starscapes, time-lapse video of the sky moving, the celestial bodies. Some of them, some of the videos have northern lights, the aurora borealis, so beautiful. And that's some of my favorite music to listen to, and sometimes I'll put other music on that shows the tragedy of drug addiction and alcoholism and end of life because of it. Some of it's reflective of our history. I like ambient, relaxing music as well. I'll put that on and watch nature videos in the background quite often while I'm on my computer managing the research library I've compiled with the help of many others. That's the point of it. It's not just something I'm doing. I feature videos that are meant to encourage and help you to learn important information. Oh, there they go. Wow. I'm watching them fly way over there. So there are highly respected doctors that are in my research library. You might want to consider what they have to say about diet, exercise, and fasting. How about that? I can't say much more, or the video will be considered medical misinformation. So there's a lot of ways of there's a lot of ways of getting sick, and there are known remedies to stay healthy, to get healthy and to stay healthy. I've got proof of it. You can look at it. One of my favorite songs in my library is Rare Earth, singing I want to celebrate another day of living. And you can see California in the, I believe it's 74, and these people were thin and happy and they looked healthy, and what happened? Well, there's a war going on. So I'm exposing the medical, military, financial, industrial, informational complexes. It's the Antichrist system of control and destruction, depravity and destruction, to deceive and destroy, to divide and conquer. So right in the view, in the middle of the view here, I shot a video from that tall building right there, Sunrise Point. It was 16 degrees outside, and I was recording the moon coming up out of the ocean from that vantage point. And if you hashtag mysterious moon or mysterious moonrise on my channel, then you could find it. And it is really interesting. See if you like it. I took it with the P900 at the time. I have a video of what I call the local sun down there in the middle of the view at the point in Cherry Grove here. It looks like there are clouds behind the sun. And then I have another one that video has about 25,000 views. I have one of a sunset over Myrtle Beach that's got over 1 million views. It went out through the, not on YouTube, but on Facebook, through the Flat Earth Group Network. A lot of those groups are gone now. They shut them down. So the truth is the most censored topic ever, always has been. Contradictory perspectives can't be true. They can't all be true. In fact, they can all be false except for the one true reality, whatever it is, on whatever topic you're looking into. So today is May 23rd of 2024, and when the sun has moved as far as it will to the south, it'll be about over there. And in the winter, it'll be way over there. That's just how it is. And the moon is very mysterious. It'll bounce all over the place through the phases and seasons. Let's see. Should see it soon, burning through the atmosphere. So just to be clear, I would like to see everybody go to heaven. I would like to see everybody born again. That's what I'd like to see. And I believe it's not going to work out like that because the Bible says so. That's the basis for what I believe to be true is the Word of God. And the Bible says that His name, Jesus' name, is the Word of God. And the great I am, the Alpha and Omega, knowing the end from the beginning, the living Word, the living water. Do you know Him? Does He know you personally and intimately as in one of His children? It's more of a matter of discovery of your identity, from what I understand, or my discovery of my identity in Christ. There we go, it just kind of burned through. So it is an adventure, this life. And we all have different circumstances, and some of them are pretty painful. I would like to help them be better. That's why I do this. I can only imagine how difficult it would be to go through life without the Holy Spirit directing and protecting me. I'd be afraid and doing a lot of things that I shouldn't do. I was so naive earlier, I just thought I just need to get the truth in front of people and that'll do it. Not so. It takes divine intervention to love and believe the truth, let alone find it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. And one of the really important realities to keep in mind, sometimes I will mention something in passing and it may or may not register to you. I would encourage everybody to look into my research library because, and that's across all the different platforms. You could start with the YouTube playlists that are in the description and see what you think. It's powerful information to help us be healthier, happier, live a better life. All of that. It's all there. And once again, I want to thank you for your public and private encouragement. It's really, really a joy to get to do what I get to do here. And one of the challenges, just to share this with you, is it's a lot easier to just hand people a card, and or I should say, easier than what? It's I can give a card out when I'm filling up with fuel. I can pretty much, I've got a pretty good read of the room. I know that people a lot of times don't want a long conversation. I'll just give them a card. And with family and friends that I'm in a much closer relationship, it's harder to leave it go, to just let it go. Oh, have you looked at anything that I've shared? No, I'm not really interested in that. And it's sad. It's sad because the truth matters. So we have a grandson about that age right there in Wisconsin. I'd like him to be here. And I would like for him to be able to see videos that I make since they're not here and I'm not there. That's all out of my control. All of that is out of my control. What people think, say, believe, or do. We've got an economy here that actually there's a lot of help wanted signs around. A lot of construction going on all around here. It's one of the most rapidly growing areas in the country. A lot of people want to get the heck out of California, New York, big cities because, dang, yeah. So I would think they're gonna put that little, looks like a little boy, they'll probably put his feet on the beach in the water. Maybe. Maybe not now. Oh, there he is, standing. Yeah, he's in the learning to walk stage. Here we go. Here we go. I've seen it before. How cute. How adorable. got to do with pattern recognition. I can see it coming. And sometimes it makes me sad, makes me cry because things are not the way I would like them to be. Not just for me, I'm thinking for humanity. There's a genocide going on, an extermination of humanity. A variety of means, asymmetrical warfare. I've got videos that elaborate on what that is and how it works. And it's painful. And then it's enjoyable to watch the families and their little children and newlyweds and the full spectrum of people that come out here to enjoy this. From all over the world. Come right here. How adorable. Take a look in the rearview mirror of the last 4 years of the craziness that's happened or what's going on right now all over the world. It's tragic. Selfish, wicked, hateful entities want to destroy and corrupt and destroy, deceive, destroy humanity. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And then there's beauty, and then there's new life. Yeah, that looks like a little boy to me. How about you? See a little boy there? He's looking right here. Yep, learning to walk in the beach, on the beach. How adorable. Look at him go. So what I'll probably do is give them a card a little bit later when they're done with the photo shoot. Looks like a sister taking pictures. So one of the things that I'll end up doing quite often is I'll just give them a card, or if I see a family trying to take a photo and get everybody in, I'll offer to take the shot, and then I'll give them a card. And I don't mention a whole lot. I may say I'm exposing the truth about everything that I found out about. Feel free to reach out if you think I missed something or got it wrong. I say that sincerely. There's so much information that is out there and continuing to be put out there that it's impossible to go through it all. So I've got a working knowledge of my research library. I haven't watched every minute of every video. Good morning. And then I see a lot of the same faces as well. Alrighty, I think that'll be a wrap for today. Hey, I want to thank you all for your public and private encouragement. Feel free to reach out anytime you like. If there's you want to have a private conversation, there you go. I have found it difficult to get to my live chat and be able to pour over comments. If one of you would like to just make a comment when I post this video, when I stop the live stream, I'll add it to my research library playlist, or I'll have to do it later with my computer. But if somebody adds a comment when it goes up as a video, then I can just add it. Anyway, thank you all so much. I hope you have a great weekend.